Good morning, and here we are today, back out on another day camp. It's about minus 3 or 4 degrees. I only left the house about 3 minutes ago and it's snowing already, but and the sun's out as well, so not too bothered. Well wrapped up, and I've got all sorts of stuff in my 50 litre rucksack for any eventualities. So yeah, looking forward to getting a fire going and getting a brew on. I'm going to go to a different woodland today, so I'll get back to you when we arrive at the woodland. And here we are again at the subway, so we're going to cut through. As you'd expect, dry as a bone inside here, but quite noisy from the traffic above. So today we're not going to go to the usual woodland where I've been going the last month or so. I'm going to turn left instead. There's another sort of larger woodland that we're going to explore today and have a brew at, but also I need to be over this side of town for to pick up a few bits and pieces later on. So just look at that. That's the way we usually go, up that way towards the former gravel pits woodland, and I'm going to go this way, like I say, and have a bit of a mooch around and see what's happening down here. So I'll come back to you again in a few minutes when I've made my way further in. And just like the other woodland that I've been visiting recently, this isn't being managed at all. And just look at the amount of saplings here, mainly ash by the looks of it, but they're absolutely everywhere. So I think I need some new garden arches to grow my hops and grapevine up, so I'm going to come down here and I'm going to copy some of these thinner ash. But they're bloody everywhere. Look at them. At least we know the soil's fertile, if nothing else. But yeah, lovely day. Very, very cold. Expected to possibly drop down to minus 10 later on. I've got quite a few layers on. I've got a breathable thermal, and then I've got a lined fishing hoodie on top of that, and then a fur-lined parka, and usual long johns, massive woolen socks, work boots, and a pair of work trousers with the padded knees. So I'm quite warm, really. And look at this colossal tree that's been blown down in the poor weather. Right, onwards. Right, so we've come off the path, and again, sapling city. They're bloody everywhere. Looks like some woodland management's been going on a little bit. So as usual, going to look for a spot to chill out, make a little fire, have a brew, and then we'll explore a little bit more of this elongated woodland. But what a lovely day again, just beautiful. You see the shards of the sun there coming through the trees. And like the other woodland, there's been quite a lot of storm damage done to this particular one. There's loads of trees blown over. And you can actually hear a few birds down here. It's always a good sign. Very quiet at the gravel pits woodland in terms of bird life when I last visited. But there's certainly a few here, and I've seen some tits before that I didn't manage to film because of how fast they were, and some starlings. But yeah, just absolutely breathtaking. Right, let's find a spot for a brew and we'll get back to you in a minute. And I've decided to come over to this side of the woods because I'd much rather listen to the sound of the river than the traffic on the other side. And of course admire a little bit of Victorian engineering. So I'll come back to you again in a minute when I've got a fire going. And I've just come across this amazing gnarly old tree. I don't think it's alive, I'm not sure, but you can see the way it's spiralled up there to try and catch sun rays as they come in. Just amazing. And this branch here has been obviously eaten away by the elements, and it just looks like a piece of driftwood that you'd find at the seaside. Beautiful tree though, dead or alive, as it just spirals up into the sky. Absolutely beautiful. And I made an executive decision not to have a brew down in this bit, as I seem to forget that there's quite a lot of streams down here, because I've not been down this bit of the woods for a while. There's a lot of streams that are covered with snow, very thin ice. So I'm going to continue and find a better spot for a brew. Probably a better place to come this in spring and summer when it's dried out somewhat. Right, onwards. Right, so we've crossed right over one woodland, gone through along the side of the riverbank past the horrible smelly industrial units, and this place where we're at the moment, this is one of our secret coppicing sites as well. I'm getting lots of ash here. We've had firewood from here in the past. I've made bits and pieces in the garden with the wood, and again, sapling city. And as we move away from the industrial units, it's getting a bit quieter, which is a good thing. And on the other side, also many saplings. There's some birch over there. Great to see. And this area here is quite exposed to the wind, because it's kind of like a valley, and there's been quite a few large trees blown over in this particular bit. But again, urban woodlands right on our doorstep. Always good to come down and show for a bit. And it started snowing again, so let's go and find a brew spot. Right, well, I've explored this side of the woodland, and it just leads up to houses that resemble Brookside. So we're coming back. There wasn't anywhere to make a brew up there. There was just row upon row of Waney lap fences and new brick walls. As you can see, the snow's coming down a bit more. And there's everybody down there on the A666 going about the business. This is really starting to come down, this. So I'm going to find a better spot for a brew. And chill out for a bit before going on to get a few things done that I needed to do over this neck of the woods, pardon the pun. So I'll come back to you finally when I've found a brew place, if I do. But look at this snow really coming down now. Right, so after much walking around in the snow, I've found somewhere to make a brew and made a little fire. And we've just got the little kettle resting on top of some tent pegs. So looking forward to the brew. Wind's getting up. It's bloody freezing. What a beautiful day. Come back to you in a minute. Right, water's boiled. Time for a much needed brew. Oh yes. It's about -5 or -6 now. So I'm going to tuck into this brew and have a fag and get on my way. It stopped snowing at the moment and there's nobody about, so all's good. Right, well, I've had my brew, I'm packed away, and as you can see, you can't see that I've been here. Again, the old bushcraft thing, leave no trace. And thankfully, the sun's just come out because it's bloody freezing. And I'll get on my way in a minute. So yeah, really enjoyed that brew, warmed me up considerably. And it's time to go. So onwards. Right, packed up, back onto the path. And as you'd expect, when you're in these extreme weather conditions, well, extreme for the UK, once you stop, you get cold very quickly. And that's why as soon as I stopped, made the fire, got a brew on, get some hot liquid inside you to warm you up, and feeling alright now, feeling quite warm. Fingers are a bit chilled, as you'd expect, with fingerless gloves. But yeah, it's been an enjoyable couple of hours in the woods, and taking the back route out, because as I said earlier, I've got something to do over this neck of the woods. And really looking forward to coming back here to do a bit of coppicing, and then come back in spring, see if we can get a few wild camps in. So I'll leave you for now, and might come back in a bit, might not. This might be the end of the video. Right, so we're coming out of the woods into yet another subway. Bloody subways everywhere in Bolton, particularly near wooded areas. And good to see a bit of street art under this subway. One near our house is a bit drab. This is going to bring us out near where I need to be. So all is good, and that was a really enjoyable little moot chat. Thanks for watching, And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe. We also show content about permaculture, organic gardening, community food growing, food sovereignty. So check us out, and again, thanks for watching, and see you soon.